How are you doing, guys? Moose here, back for episode 78 of our West Ham United career mode. Obviously coming off a massive win against Saint Etienne from France in the Champions League. So fantastic. With that, we're going to be back into the Barclays Premier League after we take a look at a youth squad, update. Obviously, we have some fantastic players that we just have to wait to be a little bit older where they can progress. That May update's going to be huge, and I expect to see a couple of them honestly making an impact with the first team next season. But we have to focus on Season 3 now. We're going to power it through Season 3 as best we can to get a real move on this career mode, but we're going to focus on Season 3 right now, of course, with a matchup against Leicester City. They've brought in Fabian Schär, former West Ham United left back Paul Konchesky in the team. Cambiasso is a solid midfielder. Vardy and Ajoa up top, who are going to be, they're danger men. I think they're definitely tough players to worry about, but a team that we should be able to handle. Of course, Leno in goal for us. Jenkinson, Kulu, Tompkins, and Cresswell across the back line. Barber getting a start alongside Rabiot in holding midfield. Dybala, Grenier, and Rafa will support Connor Wickham in attack. So a little bit of a different lineup, obviously. Dropped Oxlade-Chamberlain, dropped Carroll to give Wickham an opportunity, and we'll see what we can do from there. But Jenkinson plays Wickham through in the 6 minutes. A huge opportunity for this former Sunderland man, and he completely bundles it as he chips the ball right into the hands of the Leicester goalkeeper. Really disappointing there. But Dybala on the ball, lovely bit of skill to beat his man. Then a ball roll, 2 fantastic skills, a roulette around another man, and this is an unbelievable run from the Argentine. He skipped around Konchesky with a ton of pace, and he scores. Paulo Dybala, what a finish that is, and that is another goal of the season contender. That one, as opposed to a lovely strike, is more of a goal similar to the Oxlade-Chamberlain goal against Newcastle last year, where he went on an absolute torrid run through the defense, utilizing all sorts of skill moves. There's a beautiful little scoop turn, then he uses a ball roll, then a roulette, then he just paces, uses his absolute lightning speed to get past the defender, and that's his 5th goal in the Premier League already this season. So Dybala picking up where he had left off in Season 2, and he's looking a right contender for Hammer of the Year. But a good early chance for Jamie Vardy to counter that Dybala goal where he's unable to score. From that, we come forward with Dybala again. Great roulette to beat Konchesky, and he is making an absolute right mug out of me. Nutmegs him there. Any fake shots around Drinkwater. Finally finesses one towards goal where he is blocked, but Konchesky fails to deal with it properly as he chips it forward here. It goes only as far as our right back, the former Arsenal man Carl Jenkinson. He settles the ball down. Back out to the Argentine goal scorer Dybala. Inside to our holding midfielder Scotty Barber, the youth talent. He's 17 years old, or 18 years of age, and look at his audacity, you have to say, to try and strike the ball from that range and beat the keeper. It's right in his hands. And Ajoa coming back the other way in the 30th minute does have a shot that burnt Leno, makes a lovely save on. Leno's been an absolute stalwart for the defense thus far this year. Obviously, a couple of games that we have lost where you can't really blame him. I don't think he's really given up too many goals that we could lay on him as compared to Adrian last season, where he had a fair few that you had to lay the blame on our former Spanish goalkeeper. He's a wonderful servant to the club, he was, but Bernd Leno certainly making do on the big wages and fee that we did pay for him. Wickham, though, he can't buy a goal. You could literally put a goal on a plate in front of him, and he would drop it out the window. He would break the plate. He'd throw it everywhere. Unbelievable. All he has to do is tap it past the goalkeeper. Instead, it's a heroic save, you have to say, by the Leicester keeper. But Wickham has to be scoring there. And Leicester try and make us pay for it with a good strike by King. But Bernd Leno, and that's the ability that he shows compared to Adrian. Adrian, if you'd have given him a shot like that, he would have flapped at it, would have made the save, but he left it right close to his body for a rebound to go in. Leno comes at it with strong hands, good strong wrists, and he punches it away from danger where no one's going to be able to score from it. And Leno then in the 90th minute extra time kicks the ball out. Carroll lays it onto Oxlade-Chamberlain. They both come on as substitutes. Eventually finds Dybala streaking down the right wing. Nice run inside by Noble to draw a pass from Dybala. He beats a defender, plays it into Andy Carroll, and Andy Carroll does what Connor Wickham could not. It was a bit of Route 1 football, you have to say, the way we started out with the long ball from Leno. Carroll flicks it on to Oxlade-Chamberlain, and from there we're off to the races in a way. It's a lovely ball in from Noble. You have to wonder what the defender's doing, but Carroll says, I don't care. I'm going to barge you over, and Sir Andrew, Lord of Carroll, back of the net. 2-0. That's 3 points in the bag, as it was one of the last kicks of the game. That would seal it for us. A huge 2-0 victory, and one that was very deserved. And I'll tell you what, as we get to the final whistle here. That man right there, Bernd Leno, he is my man of the match. He's going to win the Moose's Mighty Hammer of the game. 3 points in terms of our player of the season. Moose's Mighty Hammer of the season voting, because he was sensational. A couple of really nice saves. He even helped us start up a goal. And look at Leicester. I mean, they had 12 shots. It only registered as 2 on target, but Leno had a lot more action than you really think about. And Leicester, you would have to say, deserved better from this game because they played really, really well. Leno was man of the match from FIFA. He's my man of the match. 2 points I had to give to Scotty Barber. I thought he controlled the park really well, which is great to see from a young player when you stick him in that holding midfield role. He's going to be one for the future. And Paulo Dybala, of course, with that unbelievable individual effort. And he did play a part in the second goal as well. Does get 1 point for me in the Moose's Mighty Hammer thing. But overall, pretty comprehensive victory, and one that we're going to be very happy with, especially coming from an away trip away from home. Jenkinson then after the game does come to my office. He says, Moose, you know what? I really want to talk about my wages. I'm looking for, a little bit of an increase to what I'm taking home, my dosh. But he comes to me and he says, I say, what do you want, Carl? He says, 50 grand a week. You're on 50 grand a week, you absolute nutter. So really, he just wanted a longer deal. He's already on a 3-year deal, 2 years, 11 months, or 2 years, 7 months or something like that. I offered him 1 more year. He says, oh, boss, I'm really happy. Thanks for that. You absolute clown. But, hey, that's fine. Whatever will keep you happy, Carl. I would love for all my starting 11 players to be happy. Rabiot, of course, comes to see me as well. And he does say he's glad to be getting back in the team. He had complained a little bit earlier, which is fantastic because he's a great depth player, a good player that we can add in that has a bit of that Pirlo passing quality like I had talked about. So fantastic to see him happy. And with that, you saw in the lineup, we've played a severely rotated squad because we will have in the next episode Bayern Munich away at the Allianz Arena, which is a massive game. Of course, we're taking on Norwich City in this game. They're currently sitting in the relegation places. We're 13 points ahead of them, just 7 games into the season. And, I figured we could afford to play a rotated squad. They have some good players. Basong, Ruddy, Van Wolfswinkel's been terrible in real life, but he's a good FIFA player. Nathan Redmond offers a lot of pace along the wings. Thankfully, the Hooper, who's one of the killers for us, is on the bench. But a good side from Norwich, you have to say. But look at the rotation. We've got Wickham and Carroll combining up top with Downing in the hole behind them. Rabiot, Kiyate, and Noble throughout the midfield. Obita getting a start at left back. Tah getting a start at center back. Jenkinson still staying in the lineup. And Bernd Leno, of course, in goal, as he's going to play every game except for FA Cup and League Cup matches, with the exception of possibly a final if we were to get there. But Norwich come out with a bit of fervor. Obviously, their first shot on target does go awry and wide, then off the post. Couple of chances there, but then they put themselves under the absolute 8-ball here. A ridiculous challenge from Russell Martin. Takes Andy Carroll from behind. It's disgraceful by the defender, and he's sent off rightly. Comes right through the back of him, and Norwich's captain is sent off, which is huge for us. It does give Downing a free kick from 24 yards to try and recreate some of his magic that he's used in the past, but his strike comes off the crossbar and is not able to squeak in the back of the net. And I'll tell you what, guys, this game is not going to have a lot of highlights. Once Norwich went down to 10 men, they were a bit more open in the first 20 or so minutes because they had 11 men their way, or their home. They got the crowd behind them, but after having a man sent off, they sat behind the ball. Look at this. They have 10, 11 men behind the ball at all times. They're just an absolute wall of yellow, and with that, we're not able to create really anything. We bring on some guys like Valencia to try and create some offense, but we don't have anything. And Norwich actually have probably one of the best chances to take the lead in the 84th minute as Hooper comes on as a substitute, but he's unable to score. Finally, into stoppage time we go. Thiago's come on, plays the ball eventually into Mark Noble, lays it off to enter Valencia, the substitute. A huge player for us in Season 1, but he's unable to beat John Ruddy. What a save by the England goalkeeper there, as he does keep things scoreless. And Norwich, if they can hold on for a point, this would be absolutely vital to them so far. But Noble with the ball lays it into Connor Wickham, does really well to control the ball, finds Valencia, looks to create a bit of space on Corluka. His pass through to Wickham is blocked. It falls back to him. He strikes it, and he's given us the winner. Enter Valencia in the 95th minute. It was literally the last kick of the game. He's given West Ham an invaluable 3 points. Would have been an absolute disaster to head into the Bayern game with a draw against lowly Norwich City. But this will give us a bit of confidence, a bit of happiness, and honestly, I'll let them off of sprints for a couple of days now because of that. But we do have Bayern in 2 days' time, and that is going to be a massive contest for us. But that's it. 1-0 against Norwich. A fantastic episode with 2 victories. Obviously, no goals given up and 3 goals scored for us. So fantastic to see, especially with some bit part players getting in and on the score sheet. Valencia, Carroll trying to get back into form and regain his starting position that's really in flux at this moment. But man of the match for me was Valencia, making a huge impact when he came on as a substitute. Downing does get 2 points in the Moose Money Hammer voting, and 1 point for me goes to Kiyate, who was a rock in the center of midfield. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think I should do lineup-wise for the Bayern game. It should be an absolute cracker. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe so you can see that episode coming up. And I can't wait to see you guys again for episode 79, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.